This week on Filmed in Utah, I'm talking with Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, talking with Rob Diamond about St. Street, and I'm visiting the X96 Radio from Hell Film Festival. It's all coming up on Filmed in Utah.
Hi, my name is Walter. I am 49 years old. I consider myself a scholar adventurer. I am a published author. I live half between Africa and Europe. I am married. I am seeking a long-term mistress or a full second wife.
Last week, Jason Alexander was at the UVU campus holding workshops with the theater students. At the end of the week, Jason spoke to over 1,000 fans at the UVU ballroom, answering questions from the audience.
I have a lot of nice things that George doesn't have, but I don't think I'm anything like him. I also will tell you, Larry David is not exactly like Larry David. Kramer is not like Kramer. Michael Richards is not Kramer. Michael Richards is crazy in other ways, but not like Kramer. So don't be fooled by the illusions. Yes, waving hand, two hands.
Two questions.
Two questions, well, we'll see.
What's your proudest accomplishment? What thing have you accomplished that you're most proud of? And can you do a magic trick?
Hey, I once heard you dive from a 100-foot board into an inch of water. Can you do that tonight, too? My proudest accomplishment, undoubtedly, are my children. Without any question. And I have to say, I don't usually talk about this. I usually talk about it in very specific places, but my children are both in vitro because my wife and I had 5 years of unexplainable infertility, where we had every test in the book done, and they looked at us and went, it all works, it's all there, you know. And you have no idea what hell that can be on a marriage. I mean, when the product of loving each other doesn't produce the result it's supposed to produce and they can't tell you why, you gotta have a really good marriage. And we did, and we worked really hard for those boys. And they are, people always say, are you religious? I'm not religious, I'm incredibly spiritual. And I have friends that are absolute atheists, and they go, why do you believe in God? Exactly, why do you believe in God? I go, because I have 2 miracles. Every day. Every day. And unfortunately, there's no magic trick I can do. Oh, yes, we're having to wrap it up. So, yes, you stood up. We'll do like 3 more, okay, and then we'll have to go.
So I heard a rumor that...
people hear things all the time. I hear you do magic, I hear you sing. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
What?
So, I said TMZ, it was a joke.
Right, okay.
So I was wondering if wardrobe really did put you in clothes that were like 2 sizes too small.
You bet they did.
They did.
And they also didn't tell me about it. Yeah, George was always dressed in pants where the cuffs were too high, jackets where the cuffs were too short, waistlines and button closures that were too tight. And they never told me, and I kept going, all right, I mean, everybody looks really good on the show, and I also didn't, I would look at the show and go, well, I guess I look okay. You know, I couldn't even tell. But yeah, that was their little secret, and I guess it came from the powers that be, and I never knew. So.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
I've been in circumstances in my life when I haven't had access to music, and that's been very difficult. But I remember everything I've heard, so I can play it back.
I'm looking for a man with a big heart. I'm a very busy woman. I own my own business, and I've done so for a couple of years. We provide religiously themed adult entertainment for bachelor and bachelorette parties. Now, some guys get kind of weirded out when I dress up like Mary Magdalene and dance.
I don't care. I don't have to do this.
Actually, I have my interview with Warlocks at the beach.
The one that's going to take you to Seattle? Yeah. This is great for you. This is your dream.
You have to destroy the Beast Lord. Bring it, weak sauce.
I don't know how to sleep well without the sound of the ocean swell.
I figured out how I'm going to get the job at Warlock.
Awesome.
You have just entered a new realm.
You are now quite literally your characters.
It's like a geek reading ground.
This is so exciting. Listen, I want to create a love interest for Rashana to experience for the duration of this campaign.
You will be your characters, and through them, we shall create a utopia. Challenge has been made for the leadership of Unicron City.
Put your hands behind your back.
That hurts so bad.
Friends of the Guild, look to the board! Charge!
Win a party or what?
I've got Rob Diamond here, and we're on the set of Saint Street, really close to the wrap time, so it's really getting close to the end of the line. Now, Rob, we're in the hospital bed because, man, you've been working hard.
Yeah. Actually, we're in an old folks home doubling for a hospital. So, yeah, we're on the 16th day of shooting. We're in production tomorrow, day 17. It's mostly been at night, so that's why you're here at night.
Well, the interesting thing is with these types of shoots, and this is kind of par for your course, is you keep the shoot days quick. You're not having them last for about 6-7 months out. And,
no.
Is it because of you just have a very distinct vision, or is it more budgetary, or a combination of the two, or what do you think as far as your short shooting schedules?
But budget and I don't want to drag it out. Money. It comes down to money. If I had 6 months to shoot a film, we would. But this one, usually I shoot my features normally in 12 to 14 days, with some, heavy 12, 16, 18-hour days. But this has been spread out over about a month and a half. We're only doing, I think just 8-hour days. We've had a few 10-hour days. It's been nice.
I don't remember the last time I've been on a set where it was only an 8-hour day. I think those are fictitious. So if you're doing those, that's outstanding. I'm excited.
We've had a few of those. I think my crew and cast can vouch for that. We've had, I think, one 12-hour day. So
wow.
But as an independent filmmaker, you got to shoot your films in X amount of time. Like I said, if you have more money, you could spread it out. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to even make a film.
Well, let's talk about what Saint Street is. Can you kind of give us the overall storyline?
It's Christmas Eve. It's about a man who's completely engrossed in his work, and he's neglecting his family. And his wife, he's promised his wife and kids that they're going to go on this Christmas trip that night, and he ends up staying at work, staying late, and one thing leads to another. He ends up going on this trip, and there's a car accident, and so he's left without his wife and 2 kids. And then it's a year later, and he's found himself, he's lost everything, and he's on St. Street, and it's the homeless part of town. It's there where he learns his most important life lessons. But there's a twist in it. That sounds super depressing, but there's a twist, and it ends really happy and hopeful. It's a classic Christmas tale, I hope, and so we're hoping to get it released next year. I got distribution lined up already on it worldwide, so we'll see what happens with it.
Now that's something that I really want to focus on.
Yeah.
A lot of filmmakers, and at least independent filmmakers going into this for the first time, they make the mistake of going to production without having distribution already in place. Can you tell me kind of real briefly, what is your process when you're looking at doing a project? What are the steps that you go through before you even start filming?
To me, it really starts with story. And I think it's a common mistake for a lot of newer filmmakers. They're passionate. They have a story they want to tell. There's not a lot of thought put into distribution. And I just think through trial and error. I mean, I made my first feature film back in 1998, and my initial thought was, I got to tell this story. I'm going to tell this story no matter what. And I think over the years, I've kind of taken a step back and been more thoughtful on what I want to tell, but it has to coincide with a distribution plan. There has to be a market for it because I want to keep making films. And so, the last 5 or 6 years, I've been really, really thoughtful of that. What kind of film do I want to tell, and what kind of film can be marketable? I think you could do it both ways. You don't have to just make your film and not think, and not or just think about commercial or think about making an art film. You could find a balance between the two.
Yes, because whenever you're, this is one thing that is my pet peeve. When a filmmaker decides, hey, I've got a camera, story, I'll just kind of wing it as I go. Actors, I'll just grab my buddy next door and we'll just throw something together and call it a movie. Have you had any conflict with other filmmakers when you're trying to make an artful piece, something that actually means something, versus these filmmakers that are just throwing garbage together just to try and put it on screen?
Well, I think for me, story's king. I'm a filmmaker because I want to tell stories. I'm not a filmmaker because I want people to call me a filmmaker. Does that make sense? So I think you're going to have all sorts of different types of filmmakers. Some people just want the label, but that won't last very long. So I say, everybody, you want to make a film? Go out and make a film if you have the passion to do it. But be thoughtful of story and be thoughtful of the acting and everything. I'm really big into performance. I've been teaching actors for years, and so I'm really, really, really into performance and story, and also understanding that filmmaking isn't a rite of passage. I think a lot of people go into it thinking that, I'm a filmmaker. To me, it's an honor. I've made a number. I've made probably 10 feature films, and every time I make another one, I'm just grateful, and I make sure that I treat everybody around me with dignity and respect. Whether you're an extra or whether you're the star of the show, I'm going to treat you the same. And I think with the independent film movement, especially with the digital revolution, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to make films just to say they're a filmmaker. But those people will come and go.
Right, kind of like a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Talking about performance, you teach actors how to hone their craft, how to really bring out the best performance. Talk to me a little bit about the teaching side of what you do.
Well, I've been teaching since, I think 98 I've been teaching film acting. And my classes are all based around film acting. I don't have, people say they taught this method or this method. I teach my own method from trial and error. Some people call me a method teacher. I'm into truth. That's what I'm into. When actors come into my classes, it's all based around film. We do auditioning, cold reading, scene study. We film it, hitting your mark. So when an actor has stayed with me and they get on a film set for the first time, they're totally prepared. It's not like being a fish out of water. And so I teach people, or I give insight, and try to create a safe environment where people could explore truth, whether it's comedy or drama. My philosophies really come from each individual actors exploring a personal place within themselves. And whether they use their imagination or real life experience, or they play pretend, as long as they feel it, that's all I care about. And so I become very in tune with what's true and what's when an actor's not totally locked in the moment. And I do the same thing on my film sets as I do when I teach. It's really no different. So.
Excellent. Now, Saint Street is planning on coming out on Christmas this year?
Yeah, the goal's this year. I've got a distribution company that just picked up my last film, Elizabeth's Gift.
It's a fantastic film.
Thank you. Elizabeth's Gift will be coming out in June on DVD. That same company is looking for a Christmas release, and so my DP, Bradley Olson, is cutting the film with me. So
who's also very talented.
Very, extremely. Undiscovered. And so I'm hoping that people, when they see this film, they're going to see a really unique, talented individual who really hasn't had a chance to make a feature, but his eye as a DP is dead on. And the whole crew and cast has been phenomenal. No egos, we're not going. We didn't go into this, and I tried to set the tone at the beginning of my film. Said, hey, we're all working together on this. We're all a color on the painting, on the canvas. We all do our job. We're probably going to have a pretty good film.
Excellent.
That's what it comes down to.
Excellent, Rob. Hey, thanks for sitting with me. Yep. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll have coverage from the X96 Film Festival.
Funny story, actually, my boyfriend at the time and we got lost in a bad part of LA off of the 105, and he told me we needed to pull over and fill the tank with gas. So we exited the freeway, and he pulled over onto a side street, got out of the car, and hopped into a car that was there waiting for him, and then he just took off.
I've always thought it'd be cool to be featured on, like with the Orchestra Temple Square, like with Motown. Something where we're televised so that the world could see that brass band is alive, and see that we really do exist still, and we love it. And we're good.
For me, I think competition would be the end goal for the band, because that's what brass bands do. They compete against each other. And there's the North American Brass Band Association here that holds an annual competition. So the first step in that would be to get there and be successful with the other brass bands in the country that are good. So once we're on that level, I would love to compete in the UK, in Europe.
I'm here with James talking about an Imperfect Solace. Tell me a little bit about what the whole show is about.
So the film centers around a woman named Miranda, played by Kenya Renee, sorry. And her life is filled with the same strife that we all have, but she struggles to deal with all of it, so she kind of turns to drugs and alcohol to try and find her way, and that doesn't work out so well. As we all...
It typically doesn't when you start throwing drugs and alcohol in the mix.
It's not so good.
So is this a film that we're going to see a lot of special effects in? Or is it more of a human condition type film?
It's definitely a human condition. The cinematography is amazing, I think. My director of photography is Eric Danitz. He's fantastic. He made my movie look like it does.
And a lot of people were talking about their sound quality is kind of key to their whole film, and especially when you're talking about a film that's focusing on the human condition. Mm-hmm. Did you find any problems running sound in Utah? Because we have not many sound stages, so you're doing a lot of location sound.
Yeah, it was all on location. I had to ADR a couple of things, but it turned out good. I actually got some original music done by a composer named Brandon Marchant. He actually lives in the UK. Never met him, but he did beautiful work for me. So
Wonderful. What are some of the good things and bad things about filming in Utah?
The scenery we have here is obviously amazing. I don't know if there's anything really bad about filming in Utah. I've had great experience, so had great talent.
It's nice when you can't say anything bad about the state you live in, right?
Yeah. I do love it here. So
It's pretty nice. We do have a lot of nice resources. We have fantastic actors and crew.
Absolutely.
And we don't have all the regulation like you get out in LA.
Yep.
Yeah.
No union
So
stuff
independent filmmakers like yourself,
we can survive.
you can survive. You can make the movies you want to make, and you don't have to send out remake after remake of all the cookie cutter garbage that comes out of Hollywood. So
Yeah, mine doesn't fit that. So.
good. I don't like cookie cutter crap. I like stuff that's original, well thought out storylines.
I think it is. Hopefully it is.
Good. Is it available for people to watch now?
It is. You can get it through Amazon or through CreateSpace. You can download it for $1.99 to rent it, or $9.99 to get the digital download, or $12 for the DVD.
So I got Richie T. Stedman here, the fresh-faced Mormon producer of the Radio from Hell show on X96, and we just did one of the funnest film festivals I've been to in a while. Now, what was the whole premise of doing this film festival so close to Sundance, of all things?
Well, we like to call ourselves the second most pretentious film festival in the state of Utah. So that's legitimately where it came from. We went, well,
that's fair.
Well, Sundance, they have a film festival. Well, we're cooler than Sundance. So
don't you know who I am?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this one-man novelties?
It sure is. How can I help you?
This is a new office?
No, we've been here for nearly 5 years now.
Okay. Well, I just need a mug that says Happy 50th.
Just one? It's no problem. If I could just have you fill out this order form, and I'll get right on it. It'll just be a minute.
For the paperwork or for the mug?
Both. So you have a production team in another room? No, it's called One Man Novelties for a reason. I do all the work right here. Mugs. Ah, here we go. Did you want white or black?
Black would be fine.
With white lettering?
Yeah.
Perfect. Fantastic weather we're having. A little rain to save the soil would be nice, but can't complain about the sun either.
What are you doing?
Oh, this machine just preps the mug, gets off any dust or dirt or anything like that.
Am I missing something?
Did you mark down your ethnicity?
Adam! Steve! How are my t-shirts coming?
Great, I'll have them for you in just a minute.
Sweet.
This guy doesn't have your t-shirts. He doesn't have anything.
I know.
Hey, Adam.
My arm, it's caught in the machine. It's caught in the machine.
Shut it down!
It's caught, quick!
Oh, we need a tourniquet.
He's losing a lot of blood.
Let's get him to the table, grab his legs. Clear the desk, clear the desk! We're losing him. Grab the crash cart. Use the paddles. Clear! Come on, Adam.
Hit him again!
Clear! Clear!
You're gonna be all right, Adam. You're gonna be all right. Well, that'll be $20.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, John, you forgot your mug? Thanks.
Filmmakers, do you want to be on Filmed in Utah? Well, all you have to do is send me an email. Send it to filmedinutah@gmail.com, and let's get you on the show.
I don't care. I don't have to do this.
Actually, I have my interview with Warlocks at the Beach.
The one that's going to take you to Seattle? Yeah. This is great for you. This is your dream.
You have to destroy the Beast Lord.
Bring it, weak sauce.
I don't know how to sleep well without the sound of the ocean swell.
I figured out how I'm gonna get the job at Warlock.
Awesome.
You have just entered a new realm.
You are now quite literally your characters.
It's like a geek breeding ground.
This is so exciting. Listen, I want to create a love interest for Roshana to experience for the duration of this campaign.
You will be your characters, and through them, we shall create a utopia.
Challenge has been made for the leadership of Unicron City.
Put your hands behind your back.
That hurt so bad.
Friends of the Guild, look to the board! Charge!
Win a party or what?
Advertising on Filmed in Utah is the affordable way to get your message out to thousands of local residents. Come see what affordable advertising options we have waiting for you on our website, filmedinutah.com. Alright guys, it's time to polish up those resumes because we have some jobs that are looking for crew and cast here in the state. Let's start off with the biggest one, The Lone Ranger. This is going to be starring Johnny Depp. It's going to be produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, the same guy who does all the CSIs, Pirates of the Caribbean, pretty much anything that is huge, that's Jerry Bruckheimer. So, send your resume to silverbulletproduction@mail.com. Now make sure you're noting the department, position, and your name. The feature film Doorway is looking for PAs and a script supervisor. So make sure you send your resume to doorwaycrew@gmail.com. Well, that just about does it for me on this episode of Filmed in Utah. Be sure to check out all of our full episodes on our website at filmedinutah.com. I'm Warren Workman. Keep filming, Utah. Advertising on Filmed in Utah is the affordable way to get your message out to thousands of local residents. Come see what affordable advertising options we have waiting for you on our website, filmedinutah.com.
Hi, my name is Walter. I am 49 years old. I consider myself a scholar adventurer. I am a published author. I live half between Africa and Europe. I am married. I am seeking a long-term mistress or a full second wife.